Hey everyone, this is my second tip in my Love Yourself series. The tip is to forgive yourself for your past mistakes and let go of regret and guilt. So let me repeat that. Forgive yourself for your past mistakes and let go of regret and guilt. You have to remember that not everyone or no one has a clean record. There are some things that we aren't so proud of what we did in the past, and there's nothing you can do to change the past at all. No one is perfect, like I mentioned, but we can all learn from them. Sometimes we mess up, or we feel like we mess up so badly, like how we feel like we mess up so badly to the point that we think, oh, we don't deserve everything we have at the moment. And you have to forgive yourself, because the thing is, whatever happened in the past stays in the past. Whatever consequences you had for whatever bad things you did should have already been faced or met, or you would know what the consequences are. So whatever bad thing you did is not as bad as you're making it seem. You are magnifying your negative experiences and your pain. We all make mistakes when we are young. We all mess up in some sort of way. We all do things that we're not proud of. But the most important thing is to learn from our past. That's why it exists. But to not dwell on them. Because the more you dwell, the more time you waste. And it becomes very unproductive. I mean, the main example I've been using throughout many of my videos was the fact that I did not practice my language skills daily. What I learned from it was, like language, it's not something you can do all at once. Like, yeah, I can do a whole bunch of lessons in one day, but how is that really going to help me? The most important thing is that I do it daily, do a little bit each day, because it's about being consistent and it's about making language a habit. There are some things in the past that I wish I can take back, but there's nothing I can do. And then sometimes I think, oh, I don't deserve what I have because of all the bad things that I did. I mean, it's not to say that what I did was not wrong. It's just that it's done and over with. I cannot change it. I can learn from it. And whoever I hurt in the past, whoever you hurt in the past, has probably forgiven you and has moved on. You did a bad thing, but it does not mean you are a bad person. Remember, no one is perfect. So once again, you did a bad thing. You are not a bad person. And most people, if they are mature enough, do not hold on to grudges. I mean, it depends on the severity of your actions. But for the most part, those who feel bad for what they did are generally good people, because it shows that they care. And sometimes they care too much that it eats them up inside. And the fact that, if you do feel bad for the bad things that you have done, that makes you a good person. Just don't dwell on it. Do not dwell on it. And just learn from what you did. And it'll make you like a better person. And also because of that bad incident, you are able to become a better person now. So you can think of it that way. Because the best apology is changed behavior. Like, let's just say you hurt someone in the past, but you have no way of contacting the person, or you think it might be too late to do so. What you can do is just change for the better. Okay, so what is guilt? Guilt, according to dictionary.com, is the fact or state of having committed an offense, crime, violation, or wrong, especially against moral or penal law. Second definition, a feeling of responsibility or remorse for some offense, crime, wrong, etc., whether real or imagined. Okay, that's the guilt I'm talking about. A feeling of responsibility or remorse for some offense, crime, wrong, whether real or imagined. Okay, so when I say to let go of guilt, stop feeling sorry for yourself. Or stop, here's the thing. So when I say to forgive yourself for your past mistakes, it means that you have to be gentle with yourself and you did whatever you thought was right at that time. Of course, what you did was not right, or else you would not, be feeling guilty for it. However, you did what you could have done in the situation, and you can't change it. And the more you feel guilty, the more time you waste. And honestly, you have suffered enough. So just let go. It's okay. What I did was I journaled. So I wrote down my past mistakes, what I regretted. Don't worry about grammar, and just write as much as you can until you get tired. And then close your journal or get away from it somehow, and then read it later and reflect. Okay, so the first part is you vent, then you reflect, and then you reframe the story. You put it in a way where you can see it as it actually is, instead of magnifying your pain. What helps is to do some meditation, because whatever mistake you made in the past, you should have already suffered the consequences for it, and you do not need to punish yourself any further. Okay, let's look up the definition of regret. Go. So very similar to guilt, regret is to feel sorrow or remorse for an act, fault, disappointment. To think of with a sense of loss. So once again, stop feeling sorry for yourself. Stop with the self-hate. You deserve to love yourself. Self-love is not selfish. Why? I feel like we've been brainwashed by society. If we don't put ourselves first, then we're selfish, but that's not true at all. I know this video was a bit repetitive, but I just kind of want to drill into you is to forgive yourself for your past mistakes. They already happened. Learn from them. Do not dwell. You have already suffered enough. If you can correct your wrongs, then by all means do so. But if it's almost impossible, or if it seems insane to apologize for something that happened 20 years ago, then just let it go. It's okay, because what's meant to be will always be yours, and people are more forgiving than you think. We are the biggest critics. We have the hardest time forgiving ourselves. That's why we grow to hate ourselves. But stop hating yourself. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. You're okay. What you did might have been a bad thing. It does not make you a bad person, especially if you are trying to change. The fact that you feel bad is good. Now take action and keep moving forward and forgive yourself. Like I said before, the best apology is changed behavior. You'll see that all over the place. Strive to improve and be a better person each day. But be gentle with yourself, because sometimes, we all have off days. Some days you might be able to function well. Some days you might not get into the routine, but it's okay. It's okay to relax or rest, but do not give up, because slow progress is still progress. And progress can be seen in many different ways. And I feel like people should take mental health more seriously, because like I mentioned in my previous video, just because someone looks good does not mean they feel good. It's difficult to think positively, but I am I advocate to face your problems head on. However, there is a limit and sometimes you need to distract yourself. But my tip is to let whatever thoughts, whatever guilt and regret you have, to just flow. Let it flow through your mind while you do something productive. Because the more you try to resist sometimes, the harder. Because the thing is, if you try to resist, you're still focusing on the problem, even though you're trying to resist. So just let the thoughts flow and be productive if you are unable to face the problem head on. Okay? So just remember that you are the stories you tell yourself. If you think you are your past, if you think you are the bad person that you were in the past, then that's who you are. However, you can always change your story. You can always improve. Let me repeat that because there was a glitch in my computer. Anyway, but remember, you are the stories you tell yourself. If you think you are a bad person, the bad person you were in the past, then you will be that bad person. However, you can always change your story. You can reframe it so that past is a lesson instead, and it could become a more positive and more inspiring story. I'm going to say this again because that was really good. Remember, you are the stories you tell yourself. If you think you are the bad person you were in the past, then you'll always be that person. However, you can always change your story. You can change it and put it in a more positive light. You can use the past as a lesson, and that story will be inspiring because you learned from your past and you are the amazing person that you are right now. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope my repetitiveness got drilled into you. So just remember, change your story. The past happened, but you can change the way you look at it. You can change the way you tell the story. You can always reframe. Okay? Thank you so much for watching.